Hey lovelies! So, this is the second video we watched about Overwatch 2 on stream. It's from Flats and he showcases all the hero changes for the alpha. It's a great video and Flats is a really cool streamer, so go check out the original video and his channel too. But now, let's dig right into it. I mean, we could get into some more Overwatch 2 stuff, right? Although, no, I think it's gonna be too late for me. Screw this. I'm gonna do this another time, even though like today would be the perfect day to do it. Why am I'm going so back and forth between this. Oh, screw this. Screw this. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna dig into it. No. Oh, stupid. No. Why does it take so long?
Here we go! I've been so excited for this. What I'm about to show you is some Overwatch 2 alpha footage with all the changes that they are making in Overwatch 2. If you're interested in some of the new maps, those will be over on my second channel, Flats 2. Link in the description / maybe pinned comment. But yeah, I'll just let the changes speak for themselves. But I have a question for you. What sound do you think this is? The sounds in this game are so good. Please pay attention to them as you watch this video. I don't think they get enough credit, and they really bring this game to life. Enjoy. All right, this is kind of new, because I normally just do stuff on stream, but hi. So as you can see, we're playing the alpha. You know, I felt bad I couldn't tell anybody, which is not that great, and I wanted to show you guys some of the new reworks and some of the new heroes. Right. So first up, let's look at Doomfist. Now, if you already look at my bottom right, you can see it looks very different. Also on my bottom left, you see my health pool is actually 450. Doomfist is considerably bigger than he is on live. Obviously to make up for him being a tank. Doomfist does not behave totally the way you think he does anymore. For example, his right-click punch no longer is a one-shot. Fully charge up on this bot. Full charge punch no longer is a one-shot. In my opinion, from what I've been testing and trying with a lot of these new reworks and heroes, they're trying not only to make heroes fun, but fun to play against, which is a big W. Now, let's talk about the two big ones, shall we? The first one being, it's what his E is. Now, his E and his shift are actually changed on the alpha. So his block was his E and his slam was his shift. But as a 5-year Overwatch veteran at this point, I could not physically put my Doomfist E on shift. So I changed it. That's why you'll notice that it says E and shift, and maybe if you watch other people's point of views, those might be reversed. So they've kind of combined his uppercut and his E a little bit, so it travels pretty far. Now, if you saw, there was a massive shockwave. It's kind of like a mini stun, and it does damage, and it's a pretty large area effect. I'll show you on these bots. So it does about somewhere in the range of 25 damage for his E. It's a good AoE damage, especially if teams are grouped up. As you can see, it's a very large area. Holy shit. Now, Doomfist's E is very differently behaved now. For example, I can E up onto this high ground naturally. Let me show you.
Whoa.
So they kind of combined his uppercut and his slam into this new movement ability where it's, you kind of take high ground, and it feels to me almost like Winston jump. Now, you just saw there I didn't reach, and I felt a little clunky, like hitting the wall and getting stuck. So they've thought of that already, and you can cancel it. And there's a lot of tech with Doomfist. So I'm going to look straight up, and I'm going to hit his E, and then cancel it on the way up. Watch what happens.
Oh, he keeps his momentum.
And get some serious height. Now, you can also cancel it with his punch. Let me show you what that looks like.
Oh my god.
You can end up halfway across the map if you do some of his text properly. Now, there's definitely some practical uses for it, as well as some impractical uses for it. But I've definitely noticed that it's good for getting back fast. The last part...
Look at that.
Is his block. So Doomfist's block takes 90% of incoming damage. So it's a 90% damage reduction.
Holy shit. That's cool.
I can kind of show you how it works here on the bots, but it's not great. So you saw the little bar on the right side? That meter charges up to 100, which is like taking 100 damage or 100%, basically. So if you take damage, it charges his fist, his empowerment fist. When it's charged, it charges the rate at which you can punch and stuns them for 1 full second. It actually doesn't feel too bad, play against and play with. But the big concern, obviously...
Okay. That was actually, like, I love this stun. Like, I was always thinking, just, if you make Doom a tank, like, just put away, like, get rid of the damage, and just make them get stunned on impact instead. And holy shit, they did it. What the fuck? Oh, I'm so excited about this game.
Is CC. I would argue the CC is not that strong, but it can hit multiple people. So if you take damage and there's a group of people in front of you and you punch you punch them and they're together, you could actually knock all 3 or 5, technically if they're all like that grouped, back into a wall, or at least further enough back. And then lastly, I'll show you the empowerment fist stuff a little bit better later. Next up, we've got a...
Okay, I'm gonna be excited for this, but what I want to talk about, what I think would be so cool is if instead of punching people only into walls, what if you could punch people into other people? Like, what if you could punch an enemy into another enemy and get the same effect as hitting a wall, but for both of them? Like, not the initial impact damage, but the damage they take on impact with the wall, or in that case, the person, and the stun. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a really cool mechanic for Doomfist to have. And I don't know if they even thought about that. I mean, they sort of must have, because I think it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't know. But I think that would be a really fun tech to do, and I don't think it would be too much over the top, but like I'm no pro player or anything. I just think it would be fun to play around with. Okay, let's keep on.
Orisa. Now, the first thing I think I've noticed is Orisa's gun looks like it's a little bit higher. Like, it's like, instead she's normally like this, now she's like this. Bottom left-hand corner, 500 HP. Half his armor, half his HP. And look at her bottom right. Do you notice something? There's a few changes. One, her gun has unlimited ammo. Now, before you panic, there's a cooldown on it. So you can't just fire nonstop.
What do you
There's
mean?
also some changes where she has a javelin spear and a spinny spear, as I like to call it. I guess the official name is technically... Official names are technically the energy javelin and the javelin spin. Her left click does 10 damage per bullet, which isn't a whole lot, but it's actually pretty decent. You'll understand what I mean when I show you the left click damage. So let me show you what those bullets look like. And of course you can overheat. That animation's pretty cool. But the orbs are actually quite chunky.
Cool.
So it may seem like I'm doing a lot of damage. However, though, hitting the shots on it are a little bit difficult sometimes. It's not like the mindless Orisa spam. However, though, there's also a pretty good fall off on it. So at this range you notice here, I'm not doing that much damage. I also believe, do you see that bottom right-hand bar, the red bar on the meter? Once you're past that range, like this range right here where you see I'm shooting it, the damage fall off actually builds so if you hold down her left click and it does more damage, sorry, if it does more shooting, it does less damage. My favorite tank, Roadhog. Y'all know I love Roadhog, right? Yeah. No. Anyways. Look at this guy just vibing out, hanging out near this ledge. It'd be a shame if somebody sent him off the map. Maybe next time I won't send myself off the map. I can actually do it without it. So the javelin spear has many uses.
Oh no!
But the biggest two, in my opinion, are the damage. It does, I think, 25 damage per hit.
Oh.
Up to 50. So let's not talk numbers. But it knocks them back, and it can eat ults. Lastly is her javelin spear, and honestly, my favorite one so far. Now, watch this. It also can pin them against the wall. So let me show you what that looks like. Oh my god. It does a devastatingly large amount of damage. This is extremely useful against Rhine pinning and Doomfist going in and brawling your team. Orisa seems to be the brawl king at the moment, almost more so than Rhine. Now, Rhine, I think, with a few changes, can probably take that title back. However, though, Orisa is very much like the I'm not going to let you get in my face and dominate me tank anymore. Lastly is her Fortify. Her Fortify still grants, it's like a 40% damage reduction, but it also actually gives you an extra 125 over health. Now remember, there's no longer extra armor or Lucio beat. Everything is extra over shields now. All additional health, rally armor, beat,
wait, does she have another ultimate?
Shields, whatever, is all one. Hammond shields are all one type.
So excited for
it's called over health or over shield. You also move slower while in Fortify. I'll start walking, then pop Fortify for you. I believe it's a 10 or 20% reduction in movement speed, so you can't just run enemies down popping Fortify, which is a good thing. Last change is her ultimate, which is a almost like a graviton snare, where she she pulls in everyone around her to herself and charges this slam, and it does upwards of a maximum of, I believe, 250 damage if you don't escape it in time, and she charges up enough. Let me demonstrate. Meet your fate. So if I let that go for the whole 4 seconds, it would do 250 damage. I can still be shot at during that and take damage, so it's definitely a bit of a risk-reward play.
Fuck.
It's very good at pulling a team in to her and absorbing that damage. You also notice it looked like she was fortified. I'll show you one more time.
Oh my gosh, she looks so
I'll let it charge the whole time this time. Meet your fate. Fortified to pull them all in. Boom. We'll do 250 damage. Diva. Diva doesn't seem to have gotten many changes in 5v5. The biggest noticeable one for me is the 3-second defense matrix, which is very strong.
Oh, they don't make it 4 seconds.
To me, at least, the off tanks are very strong in the current format. That could change by, beta time. That could change by, live release. But at the very moment, Diva actually feels very strong. I wouldn't say oppressive, but very strong. She does a little bit less damage, but not by a lot. She still does a significant amount of damage to targets. Much less so than some of the main tanks. As you saw, while I was shooting with the Orisa left clicks, I was doing way less damage than I was doing here on Diva. You also don't forget you still have micro missiles. Diva also has the same ultimate, her bomb. I'm curious to hear the gunshots. I will say the sounds in this game are beautiful. They are so good. Next up, we got Sigma. Sigma didn't get many changes. Got an extra 150 HP through shields and health. Barrier.
Look at that. Do you see my cursor? Should make it bigger. But look at that. Oh, that is so clean. Holy shit, I love it. I actually love this.
Has been reduced a little bit. If you look at the bar on the bottom and on my bottom left next to his health pool, there's new ways to look at what your shield health is and be able to easier manage your shield health. One-shot combo is back, so if you hit someone with a rock left click, you will kill them.
What is it with you?
I don't know if it was the left click that got
you gotta explain.
Off the top of my head. Regardless, so Sigma feels very much like normal Sigma. I actually haven't seen people play a lot of Sigma, whether because they're just sick of playing him on the ladder, or he's actually not that strong. But so far, I wouldn't say that he's been the most. I wouldn't say he's been the most standout hero. Next up, we got what I've deemed Sniper Monkey. Now, you look at my bottom right, it looks like normal Winston. There has not been anything added yet. I don't know if it will ever be added, but there is now. If you look at my crosshair, it looks a little different. There is now a new right click. So the right click is a charged ranged attack. Let me demonstrate.
Okay, wait.
Fully charged, consumes 20 ammo, does 50 damage.
Oh, what? 50.
I have been loving this. Why? Well, let me show you. Let's say I want to fight this Soldier 76, and I'm looking to engage on him. Everybody knows you can jump on him, you know, melee combo and start tasing him. What if I told you there's now an even higher skill ceiling, and there's a new way to engage?
That is a lot of burst damage.
You can actually jump up in the air while charged, aim down at a target with your right click charged, hit them with the right click, come down, hit the ground, melee cancel for the burst damage, and then start left click and meleeing to kill them. I think that brings a lot of value to Winston.
Holy shit. Okay.
And in times that I've noticed, is especially where I'm like 93 or so to primal, I can sit on high ground and poke. And you see how my ult charge is going up by about 3% per shot? I can finish up my ult and then jump in without being afraid of going boom. The last big quality of life change is Winston Bubble now has a timer that's displayed to you. So if you look at my bubble here, you'll see the timer on the bottom. Now the top blue bar is the shield health. The white bar is the shield timer. So when the timer hits the end, the bubble is done. Primal, same as before.
Oh, these sound effects though.
Good stuff.
Primal.
Next up, we got our old roly-poly pal, Hammond. Very much the same. Got an extra 100 armor. Still feels the exact same.
700 health.
The only difference is his E now gives over health as opposed to over shield. They actually might have changed the way his E worked because it looked like I got 300 health for 2 targets there. Now, maybe I'm wrong on that. Let me try it. Oh, the adaptive shield health gain per target is increased back to 100. So it's like old ball. Interesting. Reinhardt. Now, Reinhardt's got an extra 150 health / armor, as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. And as you see on my screen, only has 1200 shield. Reinhardt still does the same amount of left-click damage on his swings. It's very much the same. The only change, however, is his fire strikes. Fire strikes, he's got 2. They do 90 damage apiece.
90 damage.
So, not quite 100. But you get 2 of them. Yes. Reinhardt also has really intense turning on his charges. Charges also reduced to an 8-second cooldown. And is cancel. So you can actually pin people off the map and then stop. And they will go off the map
looks so
and you will not. So
holy shit.
Good little tech to have in your back pocket. Wonder who that got that idea from. No, I'm just kidding. They probably came up with it on their own, but regardless though. Shatter, I believe is the same exact Shatter. I think Shatter should be 3 seconds, up from 2.5, but that sound. Oh, fuck. That sound, though.
I feel
that sound. All right,
shit.
next we got Zarya.
Together.
Zarya has been kind of a menace. Not gonna lie to you.
That looks so, I can't.
Zarya's big change is that she gets 2 bubbles now on either cooldown of herself or for others.
Oh, look at that.
So if she chooses, she can actually just bubble herself twice. They also take more damage.
Oh, what?
That's subject to change, but it could end up being like 250. I think is what it is right now. So right click.
Very nice. That is a considerable amount of.
Oh, that sound. Oh. Oh my god, it sounds so good. Left click.
Yes. That is more damage. Is it?
Sounds so good.
Yes,
everything else is the same. She got an extra 75 HP. Lastly is Roadhog. Roadhog is very similar to live Roadhog. They gave him an extra 100 heals, and his E reflects that, so I think he heals for 350 instead of 300. honestly kind of struggles a little in 5v5 in my opinion, because he can't be the same flanking tank and like, you know, the other tank you have to worry about. Like on live, he's the one tank that you have. So there's a lot of ways to deal with Hog now that you might have not had to in the past. Still does a absolute assload of damage if you hit them properly. Still has his one-shot combo. Also, you want to hear his left click really quick? Oh, that sounds so good. Lastly is his whole hog, which sounds phenomenal. It just sounds so good.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Alright, next up, I will show you all the DPS changes. I'll go.
So next up we got DPS, but I need to go to the toilet. So again, I'm going to leave you with an ad and a little discussion. This time it's not about Roadhog. But yeah, I also hope so. What do you think about Orisa's changes now that you've seen, especially the alt? So you got a little bit thing to do while I'm gone. What do you think about Orisa? Is she the warhorse now that she always deserved to be? I think so. So, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna be right back with you. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back already. Now let's see what she lowlies right there. Oh, that is the wrong one. Small window. We need the small window. Okay. The ult is slightly underwhelming. I think it's a cycle limit, but I think it has too much to be used in most situations, which is fine as long as they do that for other ultimates. I think her ultimate damage overall might be too high, but honestly, she looks super fun to play. Yes. The thing is, I think the way her ult works is that you suck everybody in, and I think you can release it immediately, but it won't do a lot of damage, which will probably be what you want to do most of the time, like if you're not getting serious backup or something. I think it, like, the longer you charge it, the more damage it does significantly, like Cassidy ult, sorta. So I don't know. I'm really not. I don't really have an opinion on this ult balance wise yet, because like I would have to see the numbers for that, like how long the range is, like if it sucks everybody to the epicenter or if it sucks them a certain distance. Like I don't know enough about this to actually make a prediction. Like I genuinely don't. But I don't know. I just think it looks so freaking cool. I just think it looks so fucking cool. A little too situational. I mean, I think it will be really, like, Orisa will be really good, I think, for playing against, like Flat said, Ball, Doomfist, or like anything that wants to engage and poke a little bit and get out again. Like with that ultimate, you don't have to catch a lot of people. You can catch flankers. Like you can almost use it as like a solo grab, where you can maybe like pull the Genji blade away from your team, where you can pull the Tracer back in after she blinks, because you're gonna know where she is gonna, like where she's gonna come back again after her recall. You can like pull back in the Doomfist or something after you engage. You don't always have to, like, I think the CC on this is significant enough. It's more of a soft. I think it is a really long range pull, and after that they are slowed or something.
They got some big changes. We'll go over them.
Okay.
They didn't get really big changes. We'll go through them pretty quick.
That'd be funny if you asked.
Ash.
Oh
Ash.
my god, yeah.
Biggest changes are honestly the sounds to her dynamite and her gun. Dynamite sounds cool. Her gun sounds so much more chunky.
Chonk.
Next up, we got Reaper. Reaper's actually very, very strong right now. Reaper is pretty much the same. Does a lot of chunky damage. Reaper's guns just sound really good. All the new sounds sound amazing. Next up, we got Bastion. Bastion's got some pretty big changes. Kind of full rework, actually. His left click is more like a DMR now.
Oh, that looks cool.
No recoil, cool. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels weird. I'll aim right here.
Oh,
it feels so weird for it to not have recoil after like playing Soldier and stuff. Like, it feels so awkward. If that makes sense. I don't know. Like, not crazy about it. Bastion's new right click, which is like a grenade, does pretty massive damage. Can stick to enemies.
Wait a minute.
Lastly, which is the big one, Bastion's configuration tank now bound to his left shift.
Oh, that does see significant amount.
It has unlimited ammo and lasts for as long as the sentry chart lasts. There's a timer on it, but pretty much you can non-stop shoot the entire time. It's kind of insane. There is one last change though to his ultimate. His ultimate is actually now an artillery barrage. So you see these two bots here?
I think this is so cool.
We'll go over here.
No way.
You can shoot that pretty much from spawn, and if it hits most, I wouldn't say like the direct center, as you saw the bot on the right survived with like 1 HP. As long as you hit them pretty solidly, you will insta-kill. That's squishy. Now, Sojourn is crazy fun. I love Sojourn's movement. Let me show you. So Sojourn kind of feels like an Apex character where her shift
I wanted to say that.
Slide, in which you can jump at the end and get a super jump.
That is
so
100%.
You can obviously choose not to jump at the end, but why not, right? Like, oh, it feels so good. You can get high ground. You move so fast. So Sojourn, first off, her left click is her normal damage.
Yes.
It's more. It's like a projectile. It shoots pretty quick.
That looks so bad.
I don't want to say hit scam, but I almost don't want to say projectile. Now, do you see that 100 at the bottom? You're like, well, what is that? So that is actually her railgun charge. But her railgun is a maximum 200 damage with a headshot, one tap. Ramp it up to 100.
Okay.
One shot. Next up, you have Sojourn's E, which is like an area AoE denial grenade.
Breaking them down.
Now, it can do some serious damage. It can do 200 damage to you if you sit in it. But, I mean, it's really not that hard to get out of. It's just, if they do force you in a situation, you might be in a little bit of trouble. My favorite way of using this so far has actually been as a defensive tool. Whenever flankers like Genji or Tracer or even an enemy Sojourn have run up on me and gotten close range and I feel like I might lose the battle, I actually do this. I fight them while inside my own grenade. So if they come into my territory, I will take them on and I will beat them. Now her ultimate. Sojourn's ultimate charges her railgun rapidly. Up to, I think you can get 5 shots off if you do it immediately. Let me just demonstrate it for you.
This ends now. Calculated. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I lied. It was 6.
Get back to basics.
There is one other mentionable part while I'm solo. I don't know if I can show you when I get someone in here. But the left click ramp up actually works on shields. So Reinhardt barrier, Sigma barrier, Winston barrier. That I'm not sure. It seems like a little bit of like a hard counter to shields. Being able to build up your one-tap right-click off of shields, but I figured I'd at least mention it, that's currently a way to build up her railgun. Next up, we got Cassidy. Cassidy got a little bit of a rework. No longer has a flashbang, and now has he has
I really
a
want to see how
sticky
this looks.
grenade. Do I just throw it?
Don't move.
Blows up like a grenade. Now it's also heat-seeking. It's not like you have to be pretty much dead on with it.
No way.
Now hold on.
It then sticks to them.
It does one.
So
it does 150
I wouldn't say this
damage.
is a great counter to Tracer, like how Cassidy currently is. However, though, you could force that recall out very early. A nice sticky grenade.
150 damage.
It's also powerful at winning the 1v1s up close. Cassidy, though, I want to just let you hear his left click and his gun sounds because it sounds phenomenal.
Wait. So he has his alternate fan the hammer and this as burst. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is gonna be...
High Noon, to my knowledge, is pretty much the same. There is currently a damage reduction while charging High Noon, but I'm not sure if all that stuff is
weird.
going to stay.
No, that is weird. Don't keep that.
I think it will,
Holy
but
shit.
regardless, that's just stuff that's being tested.
Don't keep the damage reduction. Like, that is so
Where's the
weird.
tumbleweeds? I feel like, where's the tumbleweeds? What tumbleweeds? Oh, next up we've got Soldier. Soldier is pretty much the same. Also, I will say Soldier actually feels pretty impactful in 5v5 with us shields. If you remember Season 3 Overwatch where Soldier was strong, when there wasn't much shielding, Soldier was good. I think that's kind of applies here. I will let you hear his pulse rifle and then keep moving.
Oh. That made me tick. Holy shit.
All right,
So
Echo.
satisfying.
Echo got tuned down quite a bit in this.
Oh, good.
I don't want to go into exact
Very
details.
good.
You'll notice her left click has less ammo. They changed the way her ultimate works. Echo Beam went from 200 to 175. And Echo Duplicate has a maximum health of 300. So let me show you that. When I copied this runner who has 650 HP, I should have 300 HP.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that is what I want to see. That is exactly what I want to see. I was always thinking that in order to fix Echo Duplicate, just make Echo copy the hero and keep her current health pool. Don't even heal her. Like, if you pop it with 50 health, you keep 50 health. If you pop it with 200 health, you're gonna be at 200 health. And you keep your health bar. You don't get the 600 health bar of a tank. You keep it. You just keep your health bar, whatever it is. It doesn't change. It doesn't heal. It doesn't do anything. But this is also a good approach, I think. It retains some of the strengths of copying a tank. But I don't know. I still would like to see it sort of Echo sort of keep her health, whatever she does.
I only have 300 HP, so this way you can't abuse Echo to have multiple tanks on the field at a time. Not bad. Next, Sombra got a pretty big rework. So Sombra can stay invisible forever now, like she currently can. However, she can actually hack while invisible.
Initiating the hack.
Yo,
they're playing with this still. They're currently, as of this moment, they have nerfed it a couple times. So the cast time is much slower than what it was. However, though, hack in this is very different. Hack currently in this alpha and currently for Overwatch 2 is only a 1 second silence. So how hack currently is on the live server.
1 second is too much.
Or Overwatch 1, and then an 8-second hack where they take 40% more damage from Sombra.
Too much.
And they have walls on them. So silence for 1 second, and then for the next 7 seconds,
walls is enough.
Sombra can see them through walls.
Here I am.
It does a lot more damage. By the way, that is not a bug. Sombra's gun just sounds that loud.
honestly,
My God, that is chunky. Sombra's EMP.
Just give it an interrupt.
I don't know if I can talk over that. Sombra's EMP
Just give it an
does
interrupt
40
so you
dam
can
40%
still, like,
of your health
cancel
pool in
stuff.
damage immediately, and then triggers the hack effect.
But-
so you see this
Please
Reinhardt
don't give it damage.
has pretty much full health by EMP him.
Apagando las luces.
Takes 40% of his health right off.
That
Does
is-
the same thing to the
No,
bots.
no, no, no,
And then
no.
they also take more.
No, don't make it do damage. Holy shit. It should be slower. I think that her hack should, like, genuinely be reworked. Like, make her be able to hack out of self, but like make hack only give your team walls. That is enough. Like, that is enough. Walls is enough. And I think a longer cooldown while you do it in stealth would actually be good, yeah. Like, either you could, like, you need to commit to something. Like, either you make the target take more damage, or you get the, like, don't do both. Please, Jesus. Also, like, it would be fun if it could hack shields. If, like, hack would be generally a lot you know, weaker. So maybe more increased damage to shields, but nothing else or something. But like, I don't think she's in a good spot at all. I don't think this is remotely balanced. Yes, same. I want Sombra to have like her own identity, but that is too much in one kit. Like, she can do everything. And so much, like, that is too much. That is too much for one character.
I believe they also take more damage from me, and also have the 7-second lingering hack. That part I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna refer to the sheets. Next up, we got Genji. Genji's pretty relatively unchanged. I think that there's some things that are getting looked at for Genji. However, though, with the less CC that's currently in the game, Genji is definitely a little bit more viable. I will say I think that Genji has a much better chance to thrive in Overwatch 2, but
so many
might need some more
swings on a
tuning,
tank.
To be fully viable.
So
as
many
opposed to other picks.
swings on a
That's my own
tank.
personal opinion, though. Symmetra's pretty much the same.
Oh,
My knowledge
she
does not
would
really
have
have
to-
any major changes. It just changed the way she sounds a little bit.
I think they
Why not
have a
push that?
lot
Torbjorn?
of
The biggest Torbjorn change to mention is his armor overload. His E is now over health, so it
Oh,
turns
yeah.
to green health
That
as
makes
opposed
sense, of
to
course.
the armor that he would be given. Hanzo does slightly less damage. It does 60 per arrow, I believe, instead of 70 on Storm Arrow. But other than that, pretty much the same. I will say the bow sounds really cool, though.
Sure. Gimme kick.
Junkrat, so there is one major change to Junkrat.
Okay.
His Junkrat trap, you no longer are hard snared, you actually can move out of it.
Thank you.
So I broke him out of it. Maybe if I try again.
on that one, didn't I?
Please, Sombra.
It actually destroys it. Interesting.
Oh, he died.
So Junkrat trap now works that
I
you can
figure
actually
you've
move away from
been
it,
lurking
and it's
around
very
here,
much slow. Like, you want to move at like
Christopher.
10% your normal speed.
But of course, it's okay if you did it. You just do a lot of the time. You're sleeping.
Only
Look
move
at
at like
how
10%
nice
your
sleep.
normal speed. However, though, if you're like on the edge of a corner, you can back away from it. Next up, we got Tracer. No major changes other than her gun sound a little bit different.
Still feeling
And
good.
that she does
Aw.
slightly less damage.
I helped chilling a little bit with us. Cheers, yeah.
There might have been a pulse bomb change, but I'm not sure if that got reverted. So
We're
I'm not
watching Overwatch 2.
I'm not gonna really talk about the pulse bomb.
Come on, Snowball.
Next, we got Mei. So Mei has a pretty major change. Her left click no longer freezes. However, it does 100 damage per second.
We knew that already. Whoa, that is a lot of damage.
Now, that
Holy
might not
shit.
seem like it was very effective, but I watched Seagull, me, Emong, and Seagull were 3-stacking, and I watched Seagull
Okay.
literally go 1v5 versus a stack of devs and just solo them on May, and it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Seagull running up behind an enemy team of devs, just going like this, and just deleting them. I was peak. I kind of wish I had footage, but I didn't know we were going to be allowed to record at the time,
Oh
so
no.
here we are. Right click is very much the same.
You're the only person I want.
And her blizzard still does freeze, so no worries there.
Oh,
Widowmaker is pretty much the same, except
Okay,
currently they reverted her
okay,
25 HP nerf, so she has 200 health again.
Watched
But the big thing is her gun sound.
the thing is right now. Come on, what? Oh,
Modern Warfare 2 intervention,
God,
anyone?
that is-
Farah,
okay,
no major
okay,
changes
so-
other than
That's
her
good.
sounds.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Oh my god.
Concussive out.
These sounds.
Got some sounds cool too.
Holy shit.
Let's go over to some support changes. Anna seems pretty much
we're
the
on
same.
the support.
She does, I think, slightly more damage on her left clicks.
Really?
She does 70 now instead of 60.
Okay. Cool.
They changed the sound a little bit. Her sleep dart cooldown is a little bit longer, at 15 seconds. And
Well, that's good too.
anti does 60 damage now as opposed to 100.
Uh-huh.
Still has the anti effect. Mercy,
Okay.
Mercy
That's good.
has some quality of life kind of changes.
Oh, look at the
Not only to herself
UI.
but to other teammates, where it's easier to show and recognize if you're being damage boosted or healed. So on the receiving end of this, hopefully I can get some footage of that later when Emon gets on. It's easier to tell when you're being
Doesn't
healed
know Pepper.
as opposed to being damage boosted. Res is still the same. I'll say that Mercy definitely feels okay right now. And
Wait,
can be
hot?
ridiculously strong, depending
Yeah,
on
he
who the
doesn't like
DPS are.
hog.
And I guess I'll just show you really quick. Valk is pretty much the same.
He doesn't like
Pistol
hot.
sounds different though, which is cool.
And I'm really sorry, guys, but I don't like this character either.
Next up is Baptiste. Baptiste is pretty similar. Lamp is still lamp. Deploys a little bit slower, which is something.
The cooldown is increased for sure. So
To my knowledge, feels pretty much the same. Okay, there's been a lot of changes that have been happening over the last month or so of this alpha. Hopefully I'm not allowed to talk about all this, but they've been updating it quite often. So excuse me if I'm not totally okay, like set on like what the number changes are, because they've been changed multiple times. But Baptiste actually got, okay, apparently antibiotic grenade actually does 100 health again.
I think everybody that doesn't
Wait, no,
play
that's the
hog,
healing.
like
Okay,
everybody
never
that does
mind.
his main
The
hog,
healing still does 100. So
doesn't
on a nade,
like
it does 100 healing, but 60 damage. Baptiste right click is secondary fire heal.
I used to
does 50
play a lot
healing.
of hog too. It's okay, Dax.
Currently,
it's okay. Dax.
Brigand Spire is 90.
Once you
Mercy healing for her staff is
once you get
55
old
per
and
second.
seasoned,
And Moira
me and
is
Flats.
at 70 healing per second on her
will-
left click.
you
So
will
good things to know
understand.
now. Moira is pretty much the same. The UI change on the bottom right looks kind of cool though on her healing versus suck.
sure.
Everything else seems pretty much the same. Zenyatta is pretty much untouched as well. What we're here for right now, the numbers will keep changing. But talking about how the hero looks and reworks, you can see down below the Discord orb. When you put it on an enemy,
look
lights
at
up,
that.
showing by your ultimate who it's on. And healing, same thing. So you can see I have a healing on the bot
That
and a
is
Discord
cool.
on the tracer. Zen's right click
see
changes
there
its point
how-
of firing. You'll notice what I mean. So instead of firing all from center mass, it looks like they actually come from the directions the orbs shoot out.
Okay.
So you see some orbs come from the right and the left and middle, which I think is really cool. It's a
is-
nice addition. It just like
That is interesting, yeah.
good animation, realistically. Zen otherwise seems pretty much unchanged.
good animation
Brig
too.
is slightly changed. Brig can go.
like the
Brig
Brig
first off
changes.
can go much further with her bash. Is her shield bigger? Shield appears to be a little bit bigger.
It feels
It has the
bigger.
same health on screen as Reinhardt, and travels further with the bash. So it travels much, much further than a normal shield bash does on the live service game. Whip shot, still normal. Armor pack is still normal.
I got you.
Oh, the animation though. Holy shit.
However, though, the big change is that Brig no longer stuns with her shield bash. It does 50 damage. So you see how I did 50 damage to the Tracer? Tracer actually wouldn't be stunned during that. So you can actually one-shot combo a Tracer, but they won't be stunned, so the Tracer can just recall out of it. So I guess if they aren't paying attention, I guess they could be one-shot comboed. But lastly, we have Lucio. Biggest change in my opinion right now is the sound. That sounds so chunky. I don't know if it's been changed, but you feel...
Okay. Rick. I don't know about Brig. I honestly dislike the whip shot as it is now. I don't know. I really don't like it. Also, I feel like, no, I'm not gonna get too deep into this. This is gonna be for another time. But like having every support be a healer, that won't change. That won't change. I'm gonna talk about this another time, but yeah, I would like to see her shield bash knock back. Wait.
So we have. So
Does
I
it
guess
knock
if they
back?
are, sir, but they won't.
Let me see. It does not. Okay. No,
See, I did 50 damage
I like that.
with her shield bash. It does 50 damage.
Yes, it knocks them back. Inspire never. Yes, I don't like. I don't like her have 3 kinds of healing with her ultimate. Like where she can armor pack, rally, and inspire. I don't like Inspire. Inspire, I think, is a stupid ability. Like hands down, stupid ability. Why? No. Oopsie. I cannot. So. Should I dive into Brig there? I don't know. It's such a like the character is so messed up. It needs so much change. I think it is not enough. I mean, maybe Brig is fine, but I think the character is just so wonky. Not being able to see how much she heals or who she heals, it's so weird. I don't like it at all. Like, I don't like seeing if you're getting healed by Inspire or not. It just feels so dorky. Everything about her. Like, not a shield
Brig no
bash.
longer stuns with her shield bash. It does 50
like
damage.
this. But I would like her to have like another sort of healing, you know? And like make her shield bash actually knock them back a significant amount. Like to put those 2 abilities into one and have her be a little bit more of a like, yeah, where you have some way to heal other than the health packs or something. Or like what I would like it to see is like have some stationary health thingy, like soldier maybe, I don't know, something like that. Something where you can see who is getting healed, where they're getting healed, etc, etc. Something that is visually way more clear. And maybe her repair packs give you over health, which wouldn't be as broken as fucking armor. And yeah, her ultimate also, like, her ultimate shouldn't be able to give over health. And I don't know, it is just so wonky. It's just so wonky. Just narrow it all down. I don't want to touch onto Brick too much there because I think that character could use a lot of testing and like really dramatic changes being tested. Like what they did with Orisa, I love it. I love it. I like to see that done with Brigitte. I'd like to see that done with Brigitte because she doesn't like Orisa felt like it. She didn't feel like a real character, to be honest. She had a shield that made no sense for a horse to have. She had the pole, which made no sense for her. She had her bongo, which is just a mercy ult that you can like. She was just like a lot of characters that already existed put into one, and no, like that design was not good. I mean, they wanted her to be like this hero by like this robot inspired by other heroes, because Effie like took the ideas from other scientists or whatever, or heroes, and put them into a robot to defend the city and everything. But she really felt like that. She really felt like a stitched together doll and didn't fit into the game. And Brick doesn't fit into the game for other reasons, but yeah, I don't know what to do with her ultimate, but I would like to see something like change her whip shot to like remove it, give her some stationary healing, make her repair packs give overhealth, and make her ult. I don't know what the hell I should do. I didn't think of that too much. I have something written down somewhere, but I'm not going to touch on it further. Let's just roll the rest.
So you see I did 50 damage to the Tracer. Tracer actually wouldn't be stunned during that. So you can actually...
Oh, yeah.
Lastly, we have Lucio. That sounds so chunky.
That?
I don't know if it's been changed, but you feel like you got punched in the face right now playing against Lucio. So I'm not sure if that's been changed, if the sound of that has been changed, but like feels really chunky. Other than that, Lucio is pretty much the same. I will say, I'll say that every overheal is based pretty much on Lucio's beat. And I don't believe any of them give ult charge.
Okay. So,
don't quote me on that one though. That one might be a little bit tougher.
Favorite kind of music at the moment.
I gotta look into that one a little bit more. That might be a note for later. Maybe we'll just leave it as it is for now, because things change. So,
weird core.
Regardless, so Lucio is pretty much the same.
You know, 100 gags.
Overwatch,
you will probably know what
is
I'm.
A new addition with
Overwatch
Overwatch 2. You can ping by using the middle mouse button. There's the generic ping, which is the location ping, by looking at a location and pressing the middle mouse button.
Yes.
It will then place a marker for your team to see. Now, kind of like how in Apex and other games, you can use it to mark enemies. A little marker will show up over their head. This is what it looks like. It also is detailed for each hero. There's also, if you hold the ping button, this wheel appears. And each one has a different notification or a marker. So enemy will have a exclamation point going in.
I'm going in.
We'll say a voice line and show an arrow going to that location. Attacking. Fall back.
Fall back.
So I'm pretty sure that one actually puts a ping on your own head. So if you do this,
fall back,
a ping will appear on your head for your teammates.
Oh.
I need help.
Same thing. It will ping yourself defending.
I'm on defense.
So in like an Apex where you're like, oh, I'm holding this area, you can defend here. Or watching. Like, oh, like there's a Widow maybe on high ground. I'm keeping an eye on that. You still have your normal wheel, which is your like emote when you hold C. For hello and
wait, now I am genuinely curious. Can you 3, 2, 1 ping an enemy? I guess you'd have to, right? I guess you'd have to be able to do that, because that would be huge for dive teams that are not in voice chat. If you could ping somebody 3, 2, 1 and then that would be so cool, and I think it is possible, because I couldn't think of a logical reason why it wouldn't be that way.
Stuff, emotes, sprays, and whatnot. There is a lot of wheels. I wouldn't say it's that complicated. The only complaint I had, and I think this is something others had as well, is the distance. So, like, when I press middle mouse wheel, there's a big distance I have to cross before I get there.
I'll
set it like to a smaller
X anyways.
flick.
I'll set it to X like I have it to ping enemies in Apex.
Going in.
Regardless, though, that's my own personal critique. Again, it's an alpha, though, and they've been very, very responsive with our asks.
That is great,
not asks.
Actually.
Responsive with our criticisms. Responsive with
Holy shit.
making changes when things don't work right, or they're broken, or
After
when
this
things
video?
maybe need to be balanced a little bit better.
Time.
Sojourn was a great example. Sojourn was very, very, very strong. In my opinion, brokenly so at first.
I'm gonna be playing.
And they actually toned her down quite a bit to the point where it's a pretty fair, rewarding character at this point. And so that was a quick little inside look at the ping system in Overwatch 2. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a ton. As well as go follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/flats.
Flat. We have the wrong frame. This is not worthy of this wonderful person. So there we go. Like, if anybody, if any of you don't know Flats, he's the guy. Go check him out. Love his content. Love his streams. He's just really chill. See? He's a really chill person, though he likes to shout, but because it's funny, not because he's actually fucking mad. But yeah, he is really chill. He just likes to shout because it's funny, and it fucking is. Okay, so I think this is it for today. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. I had a great time with you. Especially watching the Overwatch 2 content was really cool. I really enjoyed that. So this is gonna be it for today. If you enjoy my content, consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. If you don't want to miss it when I upload a new video, click on the bell icon too. If you want to see me live, follow me on twitch.tv/miamyriad. Your interaction helps me a lot to grow, and it lets me see if you people enjoy this kind of content, so I can keep making more of that kind. So, bye!